Today on the CTV News at 5.
Tomorrow, residents will be able to re-enter their homes in a small portion of the northwest part of the city.
A re-entry planned for High River. Many will get their first look at the devastation tomorrow. Plus, how Lethbridge is giving High River flood evacuees a place to stay. And what Exhibition Park is doing to help get the greatest outdoor show on earth off the ground.
CTV News with Jackie Scantlebury.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. It's the news High River residents have been waiting a week to hear. Finally, they'll be heading home. Anger has been rising with residents each passing day as they wait at emergency shelters for any word on the condition of their homes tonight. Hopefully their frustration will be eased. They will be boarding buses and getting a tour of the town. This will be their first look at the devastation. Starting tomorrow, re-entry will begin for residents in the northwest quadrant of High River. All those homes have been deemed safe. Now, for those who don't have a home to return to, some temporary housing is being built for them.
We still have some challenging times ahead of us, and it's absolutely essential that all of us come together, dig deep, and find the patience in this situation.
Meanwhile, the RCMP are facing heat for their actions in High River. While residents were away, the police force has confirmed it seized guns that were in plain view in the homes it was supposed to be securing. Police say the guns were taken as a safety measure and will be given back once people return home. The federal and provincial governments have come down hard on police, demanding that those guns be returned. Well, so far, only about 30 evacuees have come to stay at the University of Lethbridge from High River. But that isn't stopping the community from welcoming them with open arms. Jeanette Roche has this story.
It's like God answered our prayers. Overwhelmed.
For Shelley Skitch and Jim Townsley, having a temporary home in Lethbridge has brought some peace of mind. The couple was evacuated from their High River home last week and have been staying in the shelter in Nanton. That is until last night when they arrived at the University of Lethbridge.
Well, the university's been fantastic. Fantastic food, fantastic staff. The rooms are excellent. We have a nice little two-bedroom apartment, basically. And everybody's been so helpful. I'm just so appreciated.
Although they haven't been allowed back into High River, they've heard their home is safe, but have no idea how long they'll have to stay here.
It's just devastating down there. I mean, never been through anything quite like it, but never want to do it again.
Devastation just takes a toll on you. And the stress, mentally and physically.
The university is prepared to house 400 evacuees from the flooded High River region. It's unclear at this time how many exactly are coming, but the university says they're ready.
We put these units aside until August 2nd. So right now that's the plan, and again we can adapt and change and react as needed.
The city has also stepped in and put together a care package for the flood victims: transit passes, library cards, passes to the museum, theater, and rec center.
I would hope that if we went somewhere that, people would help us out, especially when you're dealing with such a, tragic situation.
Likewise, the YMCA has jumped on board.
What's the least we can do? Let's open up our doors, provide access to our facility and our programs for these people that have gone through so much.
And for Jim and Shelley, these simple gestures are worth their weight in gold.
The help is, I don't mean to cry, but greatly appreciated.
Jeanette Roche, CTV News, Lethbridge.
Now, just outside of High River, flooding has forced the largest beef plant in Canada to stop slaughtering cattle. Cargill depends on large volumes of clean water from the town's treatment plant, which hasn't been working since floods heavily damaged that community. The meat packer stopped slaughtering cattle last Thursday. It has secured portable water filtration systems, and Cargill is optimistic that water could be flowing to the plant next week. About 2,000 people work there. Evacuated residents of High River gathered in Vulcan today to receive their provincial aid. By 9 a.m., people at the front of the line had already waited 2 hours inside. It's a beehive of activity. Volunteers are helping evacuees fill out forms. Adults get $1,250. Children qualify for $500. Yesterday was the first day people could pick up their loaded debit cards or checks from Nanton and in Vulcan. Volunteers monitor the line and make sure that everyone has enough food and water while they wait. Many here say it's a start to help them while they're out of their homes.
It's going to help these guys the most right now, right? I mean, I'm okay. I'm back to work. We're actually, my work isn't really involved with the cleanup of High River, with the sanitary and the municipal work. So I'm okay as long as I'm working, but this will really go a long ways to helping with the two kids.
And Lethbridge's Exhibition Park is giving the Calgary Stampede a helping hand while cleanup efforts are underway in Calgary. Concession operators heading for the greatest outdoor show on earth are being offered a place to park at Exhibition Park until the Stampede ground is ready for them. The Stampede is scheduled to start next Friday. Many vendors and concession operators are already en route from the U.S. and other parts of Canada.
We're a fairly close-knit industry across the country, and especially here in Alberta, we work closely together. Calgary Stampede has been of assistance to us in various different times, and one of the examples is they helped us set up our Aggie Days program. It was based on a model they had at that time. They're always willing to help when we ask, so we thought it a good opportunity to reciprocate and offer our assistance to them as well.
Calgary Stampede has never been canceled in its 101-year history. A check for about $8,500 was turned over to the Red Cross Relief Fund after a benefit concert in Lethbridge last night. About a dozen local musicians donated their time, talent, and voices to put on the event, which was held at Lethbridge Community Arts Centre. Admission was by donation. The Lethbridge Photography Club also donated items for a silent auction. More money was raised through the sale of snacks and drinks. The event came together very quickly, and musicians say they were thrilled to be a part of it.
It's important communities rally around each other in times like this, and that's what it's all about. And got no problem donating a little bit of time for a great cause. So
it's the footage and the videos and the photos are just shocking. Bring tears to everyone's eyes, I'm sure.
We all got the call, and I noticed that, everybody had to rearrange to be here, but it doesn't seem that anybody has an issue with doing that. It was all, it's our community. We need to take care of it.
During the concert, the Food and Commercial Workers Union handed over a check for $2,000. Well, Dory, this weekend, everyone is looking forward to lots of sun and dry conditions.
Absolutely. The drying factor is so important for southern Alberta, as we know. We all know that for sure. And that's what's ahead. We've got a very stable area of high pressure that's dominating southern Alberta and southeastern BC now. So our humidity will remain low, our temperatures will remain high, and we've got lots of sunshine ahead. I'll tell you all about it in a couple of minutes.
Thanks, Dory. A memorial was held today for a Blood Reserve murder victim. 25-year-old Jamie Blackrabbit went missing on June the 14th. His body was found 7 days later on the Blood Reserve after police began investigating his disappearance. Family members say that Blackrabbit was in the process of completing a life skills program at Red Crow College. He leaves behind 3 young daughters. An 18-year-old man has been charged in connection with Blackrabbit's death. The accused, who was a minor when Blackrabbit was killed, will appear in Cardston Youth Court July the 4th on charges of second-degree murder and offering an indignity to human remains. And 2 Edmonton women are facing charges in a Lethbridge drug trafficking bust. The province's Alert Combined Forces Special Enforcement Unit and city police pulled over a rental car in the city's north end yesterday. And then this morning, they searched a home on Canyon Boulevard West. They discovered $23,000 worth of crack cocaine and drug trafficking paraphernalia. 25-year-old Marjorie Dare and 21-year-old Mala Penn, both from Edmonton, are facing several drug-related charges. Meanwhile, 2 southern Alberta men have been ordered to stand trial after being charged with trying to import $2 million worth of cocaine. 36-year-old Jacob Dick from Coaldale and 31-year-old Abram Clausen from Tabor were charged after a drug dog detected cocaine in a wooden barrel with false panels on it on a commercial shipment at the Coots border crossing. Extended care employees in Lethbridge and 7 other locations across Alberta have voted in favor of strike action if they can't reach a new contract through mediation. The Alberta of Union of Provincial Employees has released results of its latest strike vote. Workers at Extendicare Fairmont Park in Lethbridge voted 100% in favor of walking off the job if the two sides can't meet an agreement. Now, union officials say the union and employer will sit down with a mediator in Edmonton next week. The union says it will provide 72 hours notice before taking strike action. Province-wide, over 1,000 seniors' care beds could be affected by a walkout. It would be the largest legal seniors' care strike in Alberta's history. The community of Burdett has an extra reason to celebrate this weekend. In addition to Canada Day, it's also Burdett's centennial. The village was incorporated in 1913 when the population hit 200. But the hotel, school, and customs office were built before that. In 2003, the village status was dissolved and Burdett became a hamlet within the county of 40 Mile. There are now 97 houses, just over 260 people living there. But organizers expect the population will swell this weekend as people return to celebrate the past 100 years.
Well, I guess 100 years is quite an accomplishment. If you think back 100 years ago to what these settlers came to in this country, there wasn't a lot around. There was a railway track and I'd imagine a few buffalo trails. So we've come together and we've created some heritage signs around Burdett. If you go around, you look at, there's a lot of names, a lot of these families have been here since the early 1900s. This means a lot to the community in general.
Burdett was named after Baroness Burdett Coutts, who was the wealthiest woman in England in 1837. And as Dory was saying, we are expecting some great weather for Monday and Canada Day. As always, there will be a ton of activities happening right across southern Alberta. In Lethbridge at the Henderson Lake Park, from 10 a.m. until noon, there will be the Red Dress Run and taiko drums. Then from noon until 11, of course, the main stage show. From noon until 8, you can also get caught with the kids area where there's face painting and lots of activities. From noon until 4 p.m., Sports Council is holding demonstrations. Then, if you want to catch the Go Dog Go Agility show, it goes from noon, 2, and then again at 4 and 6 p.m. The Candy Co. Jump Show, that one happens at 7 p.m., 8 p.m., and 9 p.m. at Henderson Lake. 11 o'clock is when the fireworks will kick off. And of course, there are also events happening at the Galt Gardens, where there's the Electronic Music Festival, events at the Galt Museum. The Lethbridge Bulls play a doubleheader against Swift Current. For more details, you can go to the City of Lethbridge website. And a reminder, if you're planning on going camping this weekend, make sure that the site you're going to is actually open. Most of the parks in K-Country are closed because of the flooding. The area has been badly damaged, bridges washed out, roads buckled, and trails washed right away. Officials say even if people could get there, it's just not safe to allow visitors. Among the campgrounds closed, Peter Lougheed Provincial Park, Evan Thomas Provincial Recreation Area, and the Elbow Sheep Wildland Provincial Park. Officials won't speculate on when park operations might return to normal. Time now for a look at how the markets wrapped up the week.